Hi, this is Eva Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go, to learn, laugh, and grow. I love it when you discover that something so simple that you do in your life, that you know feels good and feels right, actually has scientific proof behind it. Today we're going to be talking about the high five. You know, when your teammate makes a shot and you give him a high five, or maybe your teammate misses the shot and you give him a high five too, as if to say, you got the next one. Well, today I'll share how the high five is more powerful than any other kind of verbal praise that you can give to a family member, friend, teammate, or anyone you want to encourage and inspire. You know what time it is? This is episode 294 of the Dream Big podcast, and it's time to dream big.
My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there, and we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the big dreamers, and it's time to dream big.
Before we dive into this week's episode, here's Silly Sophia to make us all laugh.
What does the dentist of the year get? A little plaque. Why do ghosts like to ride elevators? It lifts their spirits.
Thank you, Sophia. Also, a special announcement. I mentioned a few months ago that I'm launching a new podcast, in addition to Dream Big. And I'm excited to announce that the podcast is now live on major podcasting platforms. If you search for Eva Cartman or Lovely Homestead, you'll find it. I'll be talking about one of my biggest passions, farming and sustainability, and interviewing top experts in that field. If you're interested in learning more about this subject, please check out this new podcast. Okay, so today I wanted to share a story about a scientific study that I heard the great Mel Robbins share in an interview. Mel is a great inspiration of mine and was a guest all the way back in episode 47 of the Dream Big podcast, which I'll include a link to in our show notes at dreambigpodcast.com/47. Mel shared that scientists were examining how different forms of praise would impact children who were tasked with solving challenging problems. The study split kids into 3 groups. The first group received verbal praise about how smart or intelligent they were. So let's just say it was my little sister, Sophia. I might tell her, "Sophia, you're so smart, you can do it." The second group received verbal praise about their work ethic. So for instance, I might say to Sophia, "You're working so hard, keep it up." The third group of kids did not receive any verbal praise. Instead, they just got a high five. So while my sister would be working on the problem, I would just go up to her and give her a high five. Now, based on how I opened the beginning of the podcast, you can probably guess the results already. But I'll tell you because they are fascinating. The group that got the verbal, "you're a hard worker" praise did perform better than the group that was told a compliment, like "you're so smart." But the group who received high fives with no verbal praise did far better than the other 2 groups. They worked longer, performed better, were much more motivated. Now, why would that be? The researchers said that the high five is a much deeper and more significant gesture than just verbal praise. You're actually connecting to the person. It's as if you are saying, "I see you, you got this, you can do it." And if someone is doing something challenging, it reaffirms that you're really there to support them and want them to succeed. With a high five, it's one-to-one, and it has to be intentional. If you've ever gone to high five someone and missed, what do? You do it again, right? Because you want to get that right. Support, inspiration, intentionality. That's all in one gesture. Now, that's not to say that verbal praise isn't helpful too, and maybe you can even combine the two together. But the high five is super powerful. Again, it's so cool when you learn that science backs up something that you already knew felt great, right? So now my challenge to you big dreamers. High five more often. Your mom cooks a delicious meal? Give her a high five. Your dad gets back from a run and you can see he's tired. Run over and give him a high five. Your brother wins his soccer game. Give him a high five. Your brother loses his soccer game. Give him a high five. Your sister is practicing her song and hits a high note. Give her a high five. Your sister is practicing and is struggling to stay in tune. Give her a high five. Just give high fives because they feel absolutely great. And they work, and we have science to prove it. Thank you so much to Mel Robbins for sharing the study and inspiring so many, including our big dreamers, to give more high fives. That's all for today. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional, you need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. I'll see you next episode. Bye!